excited to talk about one of the best selves that I got for you this week, self-discipline. Okay? I know I've probably said this every day, but each of the selves are big and they're essential for you. Self-discipline, if you take anything out of this week, self-discipline is something you need to have and start developing in your life. It's a matter of you being successful and not successful, doing well and not doing well. It is the clear separator. It is self-discipline in your life. Okay? No matter how much talent you have, no matter how much talent you have, no matter what background you come from, if you do not have self-discipline, what is a quirky habit that you have? What is a habit that you have? I've done this. What is a habit that you have? That's maybe you might seem is regular, but other people might seem as a little quirky. What do you got, Josh?
I tend to pace when I'm on the phone. Not liking to use Facebook.
So you don't like using social media, so that's a habit? So you, like a habit is something you do?
Yeah, I prefer isolation than social contact.
Okay. So you go, when you have an opportunity, your habit is to go in your own space, your own ability. Josh is saying, I like to pace when I'm on the phone.
I
Just
like to
naturally do it.
people.
So what?
I just like to ignore people.
No, you can't ignore everybody because it takes human interaction to make it. What other habits that you might not think is quirky? Like I'll give you an example from my wife. My wife loves anytime we go into like a store, it has the sliding doors. She hates when I walk in the sliding doors that are for the exit purposes only. She's like, I have to walk in the entrance doors. I'm like, what's the difference? Like, I don't see the difference. It's just walking in the sliding doors. They're going to open for me either way. But she's no, you got to walk in these doors.
How brothers solve that problem?
Yes.
Every door is an entrance.
Yes, well, and that's what I think. Every door is an entrance because they do both open up. But then you have some stores. It does, have it's clearly meant to go in, and these doors are clearly meant to go out of. But they both open up when I stand in front of them. So I don't know what you want me to do, but that's a habit she has. She has to walk in the entrance doors.
Actually thought of one. I tend to do voices in the shower.
Yeah. Just when you have spare time, that's what your go-to is. What other habits do you have? Or just habits in general?
All my ideas.
So like every day you come up, how many, like do you come up, say every day in the shower, you come up with 5 ideas or something?
Let's just say like let's just like my ideas of like, the college trip and like all that. So like when I was saying like that, like before like last year when I was here, like my ideas mostly came from me like in the shower. So I was using my ideas from the shower.
You get your thought process done while you're in the shower. You say to yourself every day, I do this. I in the shower I use this shampoo. I do my stuff in this order. If I'm out of order, that's weird to me. We all have our own little quirky habits, so to speak. And the reason I ask you this question is what quirky habits you have is because I want to talk about self-discipline. I want to talk about self-discipline and habits, as I'm going to mention, are a form of self-discipline. Like this.
Like discipline. What I've got news for you. You are mine now. You belong to me. You're not gonna have your mommy stand behind you anymore and wipe your little tushes. Oh no, it's time now to turn this mush into muscles. No more complaining, no more Mr. Kimberly to go to the bathroom, nothing. There is no bathroom.
There is no bathroom. There, you must be disciplined. We're gonna make you better. We're gonna make you stronger. That's what self-discipline does for us. And there's no longer mommy and daddy to come beside you and self-discipline yourself. Like that's no longer. It's self-discipline, not somebody else telling you to do something. Okay. you gotta factor that in. So your mom can't be the one telling you, hey, make your bed every morning. Your mom can't be the one telling you now, hey, make sure you pack the lunch. That's no longer the case. You're 16, 17, 18. Self-discipline. Yes, Louise?
Can I use the extra?
Sorry, yeah, please. So that was a good kind of quote, good from a movie Arnold Schwarzenegger did. It's like, we're gonna turn your mush into muscle. We're gonna make you better. That's what self-discipline does for you. And we often have the look of the kids where they were shocked. Like it was like look of horror, like, oh my gosh, what is this guy doing? That's what self-discipline often gets the look of, but it's not the case. Okay, so we gotta stop complaining. We gotta start putting some work in to be more disciplined. So every day in Africa, there's a lion that'll wake up. He's gonna say to himself, today, I just have to be faster than the slowest gazelle. That's what he'll say to himself. I just have to be faster than the slowest gazelle. And then there's a gazelle that's gonna wake up and say, today, I just have to be faster than the slowest lion. And you look at those two perspectives and you realize, hey, when it comes down to it, we just got to get moving. We got to put some things into action. We can't just sit around. If the lion sits around, he doesn't eat, which means he starves to death. If the gazelle sits around, it'll get killed. Self-discipline keeps them going and saying, I got to push myself every day. I got to get up and get moving. Because if I don't sprint faster than the slowest lion, I'm going to get eaten. If I don't sprint faster than the slowest gazelle, okay, I'm not going to get food today. Self-discipline keeps us going right from the jump. And it does. It starts right when you wake up this morning. Okay, whether you wake up at 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, no matter what time you wake up, that self-discipline says, all right, now it's time to go. The alarm went off for me today and I said, okay, I'm going to go get it. I'm talking about self-discipline in class, so I better discipline myself to not stay in bed 5 more minutes or hang out or get off my game. I got to get going. So which one are you going to be? Whether it be the lion or gazelle, either way, you got to get up and you got to get pushing. You got to get moving. Okay? So self-discipline often gets us a bad rap. You often hear the word self-discipline and you think terrible, negative, it's punishment, that's trying to just stop me from being great. That's not the case. You get a look at this picture of, there's someone coming out of us like a drill sergeant pointing the finger at us saying, you got to do this, you got to do that. And we think of it as being bad. We do. Self-discipline is the complete opposite. Self-discipline gives you the freedom to pursue the things you want to pursue. It gives you the ability to develop yourself, to become better, to new strengths, to better yourself in your talents and your strengths and your knowledge. Discipline opens up opportunities in life for you. It does. There's a clear difference between the successful person and the unsuccessful person is self-discipline. Any well-off person who's made it, okay, has a discipline like no other. They know how to discipline themselves. So it keeps us on track. That's why I also think discipline is good. It keeps you on track. It keeps you on the straight and narrow. If you aren't disciplined, you can waver a little bit. And some days you can come off the rails a great deal, and now that derails your entire career or derails your dreams. Discipline is meant to have you be standing out in the open saying, I'm free now. I can do things that I didn't think I could before, that I limited myself in doing before, because I disciplined myself to maintain on a better path for my life. Discipline does that. Self-discipline does that. Because if you don't self-discipline yourself, the world will discipline you for you. And you won't like the world's discipline. You won't like when the world tells you this is what you're going to do. This is how you got to do it. Discipline yourself or be disciplined by the world. Okay? Discipline is not bad though. I mean, you see Mr. Conner, you see principal, or you see a police officer, by the side of the road, you automatically think, oh my goodness, I don't want to get disciplined. I don't want to get thrown in jail. I don't want to get put in detention or after school a suspension. It's not what we're looking at with self-discipline. Self-discipline is keeping you on the straight and narrow, pushing you to be better. Okay? Self-discipline is about habits. It's about habits. You wake up every morning, you're 16, 17 years old, some of you 18. You've done it for that many years. No one has to tell you. No one has to tell you, hey, make sure you go brush your teeth before you go to bed. when you wake up. No one has to do that. It's a habit. You've done it so long now that it started off as probably someone telling you, your mom or dad telling you, hey, make sure you brush your teeth. But now it's just, you do it. Because you know, hey, it's going to keep my teeth in my mouth. It's going to keep my teeth healthy. It's going to keep them a little whiter. People want to look at my smile. You do it because it's a habit. You do it because you just know you have to do it to make your body and your teeth healthier. And no one tells you how. And you could say the same thing for maybe taking your vitamins, taking, waking up at a certain time, getting what you need to done, your homework. But I like the example of brushing your teeth because you just do it. No one has to tell you twice. Habits are crucial. There's a study done that showed 40% of your daily life revolves around habits and the structure that you give yourself, or lack thereof. Habits can be what time you wake up. Habits can be, you know what, I eat this every morning. Habits could be, I go talk to my friend in this hallway every morning before school, or we do laps around the cafeteria, and that's just what we do. That is a habit. You don't necessarily think of that all the time, but the things you do every day are habits. 40% of your life, daily life, it revolves around habits somewhat in some way, shape, or form. So what are the habits that you're doing? Are they good for you? Are they helpful? Are they making you better? Or are they taking away from what you can do? Are they actually negative habits? Because I'll be honest with you, I don't have any research to back this up. This is my own personal opinion, but I think you can form a bad habit way easier than you can form a good habit. I don't know why that is. It's way easier to get bad habits in your life than it is good habits. I don't know why. You have to be careful of that. The habits that you build in your life revolve around the discipline that you have in your mind and in your well-being and just your everyday activities. So create habits that are good for yourself. Ask yourself, are my habits productive? Are they helping me? Are they helping me get to where I want to go? Or are they just kind of in the middle? Are the habits I have non-beneficial for me? Ask yourself that question. There's a good quote. Penn State has it in their locker room. There's a lot of locker rooms that have it. By Alan Stein, it's, are the habits you have, meaning equal to the dreams you have for tomorrow? So the habits you have today, the habits you're doing on a daily basis, research shows at least 40% of your day. Are the habits you have today equal to, on par with the dreams you have for tomorrow? So those dreams that you say you want to accomplish, the goals you have for your life, do your habits add to that? Are they helping you get there? Or are your dreams way up here, but your habits are really low? That's a problem. If your habits do not add up to your dreams, there's a big problem there. And I can write the story for you. I think you know how the story will end. If your habits don't meet those dreams, you're never going to accomplish those dreams. No background, nobody has an impact on that but you. You build your daily habits. You can determine your self-discipline. Your dreams have to be on par with your habits. The daily self-discipline things you do have to be pushing you towards those dreams you have. If they aren't, the dreams won't happen. The dreams won't happen. And that'd be a sad way to relinquish your dreams by saying, I just didn't do the daily things I need to do. I couldn't self-discipline myself. I couldn't self-discipline my mind. I couldn't self-discipline my body. I couldn't self-discipline what I looked at or what I did or what I said. I can't discipline that. That'd be a sad way to not succeed because you couldn't self-discipline. So it starts with habits. It also is a self-love thing. Self-discipline is love, is self-love. It shows that you love yourself and who you are. If you love who you want to be, you're going to self-discipline yourself because you're going to see, hey, these are the great reasons why. If I self-discipline myself, I'm going to make myself better. I'm going to be moving upwards. I'm going to progress upwards in life because I'm going to develop myself. I'm going to be more talented. I'm going to be more skilled. I'm going to be performing at my best. It's self-love. It's self-love. Yeah, people who, it's self-love because the people who go, who want to do this time of year, they do the diet because they're like, I want to lose weight by, a certain situation or a certain time of the year. And so they go on that diet because they want to love themselves more. Well, if they self-discipline themselves to avoiding sugar or avoiding cake that is always out there, avoiding the fast food, well, then that's showing, hey, I love myself enough to make sure I don't put myself in those situations. Self-discipline is a form of self-love, and you gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself first and foremost, okay? 99% of people are not willing to do what it takes to accomplish their dreams. 99% of people, I guarantee you, 99% of people are not willing to love themselves enough to self-discipline them in order to accomplish their dreams. Yeah, it's a shocking thing to think about, but everyone wants the dream. Not too many people are willing to do what it takes. Everyone wants the money, but not too many people are willing to do what it takes. Everyone wants the attention and celebrity, fame, but not everyone's willing to do what it takes. Everyone wants the degrees and the accolades and the awards, but not everyone's willing to do what it takes. Everyone wants the six-pack abs, but not everyone's willing to do what it takes. You gotta have what it takes in terms of self-discipline to accomplish the dreams. You can't just say what you want, you can't just think about it. You gotta actually back it up with some self-love, okay? You can love yourself by just doing the necessary things it does to get better. Doesn't mean you go out of your way to do something amazing and out of the ordinary. But by just doing some of the simple things every day to make yourself better, you are loving yourself a little more. You're helping yourself out. So that's why I think the personal development industry has taken off in the last 5-10 years. Like, people are searching for ways to love themselves, to get better. They're searching for other people to help them with this self-discipline. And while that's good, it's certainly good, that's an issue, because that means no one's taking on the self-discipline themselves. When it comes down to it, no one can tell you how to self-discipline your life. You have to just go do it. It starts with you looking in the mirror and saying, I have to self-discipline myself. So all the personal development gurus and books and videos are great. They really are. They can help you. But if you aren't willing to have the conversation with yourself to say, I love myself enough to say no to this. I'm disciplining my mind, disciplining my habits, I'm disciplining my what I do physically. If you don't do that, you're never going to see the progress bar go up. Self-discipline is a decision you have to make, and it usually starts every day. Every day you probably have to make a decision on what you're going to do with your time, what you're going to do with your resources, what you're going to do with your decisions. So make sure you make a decision that is the right path, on the right path for yourself. That's saying this self-discipline decision is going to be good for me, and you know the reasons why. If you don't know the reasons why it's going to benefit you, then why are you doing it? So self-discipline yourself because it's a good decision, and you have to make the decision. Like I said, no one else can make the decision for you, because if you are told what you have to do, you were told, hey, you got to wake up at this time, and you need to get in your run by this time, and you got to read, a chapter of a book every single day. Eventually, you're just going to say, I don't want to do that, because you're telling me what to do all the time. You're telling me I have to do this, and you don't love it. If you self-discipline yourself, you will grow to love it, because you'll love the process of saying, this is helping me get better. I love seeing the improvement that I have for myself. I love the decisions I'm making because I made the decisions. If you don't make the decision to self-discipline yourself, the world will discipline you for you. The world will send somebody your way that will set an order for your life and tell you what you do when you got to do it. Okay? It's just the case. So work on your self-discipline now. Self-discipline is not something I would tell you, wait 5 years to work on. Wait till you get out of high school. Start now. Start now. And it starts with a decision. Maybe you take into a look at some of these five ways to improve decision making, whether you consider what's at stake. Your livelihood, your dreams, that's what's at stake. Simple facts. What can help you? Do the research. Okay, if you want to accomplish a certain dream, find out what it takes to get there. And then self-discipline yourself to create that path. Jocko Willink, the guy I really like, came up with this saying. Discipline. He has this thing called discipline equals freedom. He has a book on it. He has a training manual on it. I'm going to give you a little handout in just a second. But it does. Discipline equals freedom in our lives. If we could put together a magic pill every day and say, hey, take this pill in the morning with some water and a nice meal, and it'll give you the discipline for the day, we would readily do it. Okay? You have to take that pill, even though it doesn't exist yet. You have to take that pill every day. It says, here's the discipline I have for myself today. All right? Now, to the reason I gave you, I had you choose those papers. Okay? On that piece of paper is a quote. On that piece of paper is a quote. I don't know who got what. There's a bunch of them in there. I don't know who got what. But I want to hear from you what that quote was, and I want to get your initial thoughts of it, your interpretation of it. What do you think? Okay? This is good for you to come up with a response. It's also good to create some discussion about it. Maybe you say, I don't like this. I don't think this is good. I don't agree with this whatsoever. Hey, it's fine. Okay? Don't feel like you got to nod your head and say, yes, this is good. No, tell me what you think. All right? Anthony, I'll start with you. What'd you get?
I got done expect to be motivated every day to get out there and make things happen. You won't be downtown motivation, kind of discipline, like Jocko would.
I did not know that you had. What do you think? What's your interpretation? I said that's good timing, because I was talking up there. What's your interpretation?
I feel like what he means is like that. So it says you won't be expected to get motivated. So what I think it means is you should push yourself or tell yourself to, okay, this is what I'm gonna talk to people, motivate them, do something motivational so that people can see and hopefully they will follow me onto that road.
What do you think, Lucas? What was yours?
Happiness is dependent on self-discipline. We are the biggest obstacles to our own happiness. It is much easier to do battle with society and with others than to fight our own nature.
What do you think?
You're happier if you're self-disciplined.
And that the common thought of the perception is if you discipline yourself, you're not going to be happy. You're just going to be miserable. Like, oh, I got to do this. I got to get up at this time. Oh, I got to get my studying done or my reading done for the day. When in reality, it actually allows you to be more happier because you're like, hey, these are good things. You see the positive results of all the discipline that you put in your life and the habits it's building, the good progress you're building. It's a good one. I mean, happiness comes from self-discipline. It really does. Josh, what was yours?
The ability to discipline yourself to delay gratification in the short term in order to enjoy greater rewards in the long term is the indispensable prerequisite for success by Maxwell Maltz.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think that, first I agree with it because if you delay, like, more or less the glory and all that of what you could have by doing the smaller stuff instead of waiting for the long term end game reward could, I don't know, because discipline, like Jocko said, you're gonna want to take the easy way out, but if you wait for the long term reward, it'll be more rewarding.
Oh yeah. We so often live in a society where I just want the instant gratification. I look for the short-term gain. Self-discipline is not a short-term gain thing. It's a long-term game. You're playing the long game. Because you understand with self-discipline, I'm making myself better in the long run. It might be in the next week. It might be the next year. It might be the next 5 years. But you know self-discipline is playing that game. If you're looking for the easy, short, instant gratification, then don't be disciplined. Just go whatever feels good in that moment. That's what people eat the cake in that moment in time. Don't discipline yourself to say, hey, I gotta stay away from the sugar. It's about the long game, not the short game. Jose, what was yours?
All successes begin with self-discipline. It starts with you, like Johnson.
I mean, I guess it goes back to what you said, yeah, it goes back to you, and no one else can do it for you.
It starts with you. There's a reason it's called self-discipline. It's self, personal discipline. It starts with you when you look in the mirror. If you aren't willing to do it, no one else is going to make it. Nothing I say will make you enact self-discipline in your life. Nothing. Nothing you read will force you to self-discipline yourself. You can read self-help books, you can read an article or watch a video that gives you great tips and information, but it won't make you do it unless you do it. Luis, what'd you get?
Rule your mind, or it will rule you.
Steve. It is powerful. It does a lot of stuff for us, right? So if we don't control our mind, the mind's going to control what you do, what you think, how you take action in life. So to rule what's between our ears, the 6 inches between our ears, it's self-discipline. If we don't discipline our thoughts, discipline the way we think, which come out in how we act, the mind will rule us, and then it will take over. Our own mind will. So we talk about the physical things we got to self-discipline. Usually, you know, people say, I got to run at this time, or I got to eat certain things. But what about the stuff inside that no one can see, our mind? Self-discipline your mind. And the last one, what do you think? Yours.
I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who overcomes his enemies, for the hardest victory is victory over them. Instead of like trying to, or instead of like focusing on trying to beat your enemies, focus on like overcoming yourself or like building upon yourself.
Kind of ties into the mind thing. We got to understand how we rule and control our own self first, not just try to dominate other people or our enemies. Okay? If we can control our discipline, we can control ourselves, now we can go out and do great things. Some people, you know, you think of the game Monopoly, you just try to buy all the houses, you try to buy all the properties. You don't really take care of all the time our own stuff, we just try to buy. And if I buy as much as I can, I try to buy out people, then I'll just have more and more and more. And people think that's the way to get better in life. Discipline yourself first, that's the biggest battle you ever have. And now you have the ability to go out and do some great things. Because you are more self-disciplined. So you will be better, you will beat your enemies because you are more disciplined yourself. Okay? So good things here. Some reminders I would have for you as we self-discipline yourself. Key to success, no doubt, in anything in life. Number one, in order to be more self-disciplined, you have to understand your weaknesses and eliminate every single one of us have weaknesses in our lives. We have to understand them, come to grips with it, understand, hey, this is not my strong point. And then eliminate temptations. It'd be like a person who says, I want to lose weight, I don't want to put myself around sugary foods, and yet they go meet their friend at the coffee shop bakery on the weekends. Like, what are you doing? You're putting yourself in that position. An alcoholic saying, I'm going to go hang out with my friends at the bar on Friday night. Dude, what are you doing? That's a temptation, that's a weakness for you, and you're putting yourself in that position. So in your life, in order to be more self-disciplined, find the weaknesses, understand you have some weaknesses, and then eliminate the temptations that feed into you falling for those things, okay? That'll make you stronger. Second, put together a plan that is more self-disciplined. If you have a fuzzy vision, if you have blurry vision, you won't get it done. Have a clear vision, a clear plan for yourself when you self-discipline, okay? When you say, this is the stuff I'm going to get done on the daily, or this is the stuff I'm going to get done every week. Have a clear plan. Because if it's not clear, guess what? You're giving yourself an out. You are. If you make it blurry, if you make it kind of vague, you're giving yourself a chance to say, well, but I didn't really mean that in that sense, or I didn't really mean I had to go work out every day. I just need to go at some point. Make it clear. Clear. Third, have daily account, a phone remind app. There are apps that you can have that send you reminders that say, hey, did you get this done today? Or, hey, you should be doing this by noon, or every day at 9, you have to get your reading done for the day. Have daily accountability with yourself, and grab somebody else too. That's why people, when they go work out, usually when they have resolutions, they grab a workout partner, because that holds them accountable to somebody. So have somebody or have something you are accountable to that keeps you on track with your self-discipline. Otherwise, again, you will give yourself an out. Fourth, make sure you master the small stuff first, and then they will grow to large things. Don't force yourself to discipline yourself saying, I'm going to run a marathon by next month. That's a little too ambitious, let's be honest with you. But master the small stuff, the simple steps first. Then that leads to more progress. Then that leads to saying, you know what, I can do more than I even thought I could. Okay? 5, believe this week. If you don't believe that what you're doing is going to be beneficial for you, you won't see the point in doing it. If you don't see the point of being disciplined, if you don't see the benefits that come with it, if you don't believe in those benefits, you won't do it. So believe in the benefits that come along with self-discipline. 6, reward yourself. When you stick to something, when you read your book, or read a book you want to read every day this week, you know what, on the weekend, reward yourself. Go binge watch a Netflix series. You know what, you ate really, really great, and while you probably should eat good all the time, go have a small cookie. You know, that's why, you know, look at The Rock on Instagram. All of a sudden he'll have his random cheat days, and they're cheat days. They're like hundreds of cookies, not literally hundreds, but lots and lots of cookies, or lots of pizza, or pancakes. Reward yourself for being disciplined. Okay, you got to do that. Otherwise, guess what you'll say? What's the point of me being self-disciplined then? What's the point of me doing that if I don't have a slight reward? Okay, that I know I have. Sometimes the rewards aren't seen, but we need some rewards that are seen a little bit. So reward yourself. And then finally, probably one of the biggest things for yourself was forgive yourself. If you don't, there's going to be moments of weaknesses. There's going to be moments of weaknesses in your life. When you say you're going to get this done, you're going to discipline your mind and your body to do whatever you need to do, and you don't do it. For a day, for days, for weeks, there's going to be that time. You got to forgive yourself. You have to. If you don't forgive yourself, you will never get back on track to staying self-disciplined. Forgiving yourself will allow you to say, you know what, I messed up. I messed up. I own it. I messed up. I didn't get what I needed to done. I failed to wake up at the right time. I failed to get my run in for the day. Whatever it might be. But then you get back on track. You say, okay, I forgive myself, and now I move on. I'm going at it again. Forgive yourself. We can be our own worst enemy. So we don't control what's happening in our brain. We'll never be able to rule our body if we can't overrule our brain. If our brain rules us, that's an issue. So forgive yourself. Understand that you're going to have times of weakness, times where you cave in. Self-discipline will keep us on track more often than not, but understand you got to forgive yourself. Okay? So keep that in mind as you go pursue the things you do in life. That self-discipline is a great thing you need to start working on. A great thing. You can look at other people, what they do. You can follow others and their thoughts on self-discipline, but ultimately you have to come to grips in your own life with your own situations